What's up, guys? JohnOrigins here today, bringing you a Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle. Playing some Ubers against Mulvone19. So if you don't know who this guy is, check him out. His link will be in the description. But let's get into this little team preview we have here. I'm using my Sun team, which I really do enjoy. It's got the Darkrai's dual status, the specially defensive Excadrill along with the specially defensive Latias, Sword Stance in Arceus Ghost, defensive Groudon with my Stealth Rocks, and then my Choice Scarf Kyurem White, which is kind of what this team's around, well, based around, because I like Choice Scarf Kyurem White. It's quite a cool chap. And when I saw his team at first, I noticed the Giratina, the Dialga and the Palkia, and that's the 4th gen legendary guys, so that was kind of cool. And then Blaziken, which I love from 3rd gen, so that's really sweet. And it's got the Ferrothorn and Darkrai mixed in there as well, so it's a pretty cool team that I'm facing. But let's just get into this matchup. I'm going to be leading off with my Darkrai, so he leads off with his Ferrothorn. No, not Ferrothorn, Giratina. He switches out into his Ferrothorn now because the Dark Void is coming, and he doesn't want his Giratina asleep because it's kind of a big bulky threat, and Ferrothorn's got real no use to my team pretty much because fire typing and all that in the sun. I believe he can like Leech Seed or Spikes or T-Wave or something like that, but he's asleep now, so that won't happen, so I'm quite relieved with that. Go for the Focus Blast right here, guys, and this does so little damage because it missed, but I really don't mind because it's early on in the match. Hacks doesn't really matter like within the first 3 or 4 turns, so that's just an unfortunate thing for me. But he's able to get his Stealth Rocks up as I switch into my Excadrill, expecting the Draco Meteor. I go for the Earthquake, does a lot of damage. I'm not invested in attack, so it didn't kill, but I can have a Fire Blast because I am max special defense, and then I can proceed to Rapid Spin, which is probably the worst play I made because I should have Earthquaked him here, taken out the Dialga, and then proceed to Rapid Spin at a later time if I had the opportunity, and keep my thingy for later on if it came down to it. But I end up Rapid Spin there, and then I follow up with an equally as bad misplay as I go into my Kyurem White. I should have gone for a Draco Meteor here, or maybe the Ice Beam to take him out, but I end up going for the Fusion Flare, expecting the Ferrothorn to come in. So that was a bad plan on my part. He's able to live, get back up his Stealth Rocks, and now my Excadrill's died in vain because of that stupid set of misplays that I've made earlier on in the battle, which may cost me later on because he has the Stealth Rocks on the field, and my Kyurem White will not appreciate switching in and out all the time, which is really unfortunate for me. But Palkia comes in. Don't want to take a spatial round. I am locked in the Fusion Flare. So I bring out my Latias mainly as Death Fodder. I mean, if I had my Excadrill still, I could have used that as Death Fodder. But I had this Latias, and so it has to die to 2 spatial rains. And now I have no specially defensive wall to take on this Palkia, which is really unfortunate for me, and the Darkrai. So I'm pretty screwed in the special defensive segment. I still have my Groudon for my defensive, but you know, it doesn't take special hits as well as I would like. But I bring in my Kyurem White anyway, straight back to the battle. Go for the Draco Meteor and miss, which may or may not have mattered later on in battle because of the pressure and me only having like 4 Draco Meteors left now. So that's really bad for me, as I take out the Dialga as the Palkia switched out, I believe it was. But here comes Blaziken. I don't want to risk anything, so I'm going to go into my Groudon, expecting the Flare Blitz or to protect. But after watching Mulvones upload for this battle, I found out that it's actually a Sword Stance set, so that would have been really dangerous if he went for it there. I could have been in a very sticky situation, but he goes for the Protect, and I could just go for the Earthquake, trying to take out the Blaziken because they can be a threat. I really just want to get some damage on it so I can Extreme Speed it with my Arceus Ghost later on. But he brings in the Darkrai, who doesn't take the Earthquake very well, but is able to live it and put my Groudon to sleep because he outspeeds me, obviously, because I'm a Groudon, for God's sakes, people. And I don't mind being asleep. I don't have my Stealth Rocks up, which can be a pain, but I don't think I need them up. He doesn't have many guys that are weak to it, like me with my Kyurem White. But expecting the Dark Pulse now, I'm just going to go into my Darkrai, take the hit relatively nicely, and then proceed to outspeed and take him out with the Focus Blast, which was very cool. I'm not sure if this was a speed tie. I am Focus Slashing his leftovers. He might be running not max speed. I know I'm running max speed with my max special attack. But that's a thing. I actually outspeed this Palkia as well. I'll go for the T-Wave, completely ruining this Palkia. I'm not sure what set it was, but I ended up paralyzing it there, which was kind of unfortunate for him. I ended up going for the Dark Pulse as well. Don't get the flinch or the para, which would have been really sucky for him. But he ends up just taking me out of the special range anyway. I now have shut down one of his main threats in Palkia, so I'm really happy there as I bring in Kyurem White to try and get some damage on I go for the Draco Media, which potentially was a really bad play as well, because now I only have 3 Dragos left, which keep this counter going. And I didn't exactly do much to the Ferrothorn. I could have expected that because Ferrothorn was the best switch in for it. I should have really gone for the Ice Beam, maybe, thinking about it, but I see this as a free opportunity for me to switch into my Arceus Ghost, who can do a really good bit of damage to his team, because, I don't know, he just doesn't have anything for a Swords Dance in Arceus, unfortunately. I get up +2 here, and I really want to sneeze, but I really want to hold it in. Get up +2 with my Arceus, go for the Brick Break and take out that Ferrothorn. I get Iron Barb's damage, which I really don't mind, but I know I can do some real big damage to his team now with my +2 Arceus. I'm looking set, to be honest, but in comes Giratina, and this thing is bulky as hell, and it can actually take a +2 stab Shadow Claw from an Arceus Ghost, which is insane. It takes it really wide as well, so that's really good. And he Dragon Tails me out into my Cure and White, which was probably the best switch in for me, even though I can't take another Star Rock switching. I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm 90% sure. I'm not 100% sure. No, I couldn't. I'm not. No, yeah, I can't take 4. But I go for the Draco Media, take out his Palkia, and now if you do the pressure thing, I'm actually down to 1 Draco Media, which is unfortunate. I can't switch out, and I've only got 1 chance to hit. Mulvone may have known this, I'm not sure, but he just goes for the Protect. So my last Draco Media goes wasted completely, and now I have to struggle on the Blaziken, and that's why the Dialga may have mattered, because I would have been able to hit with a strong Draco Media instead of a weak Struggle. But I'm able to live the Struggle recoil, and he Flare Blitz, which gives him more recoil, and then he shows me his Life Orb, so that's great for me, which tells me that I can switch out into my Groudon, take some Flare Blitzes, and then make sure the recoil racks up a lot, which is fun. I kind of expected him to go for the Swords Dance here, like looking back on it, because I know that he's a Swords Dance set now, but he ended up just wanting to straight take me out. He didn't know that I actually had extreme speed, so that was pretty much the deciding point if my Arceus had extreme speed or not. It does turn out that my Arceus does have extreme speed with the Swords Dance, Brick Break and Shadow Claw, so I'm able to take out the Blaziken with my extreme speed, and then proceed to go for the Shadow Claw next turn on the Giratina, and in hopes to take it out. Of course, Giratina is really bulky, and at the range of HP it's at, it can actually live the hit, so that's really unfortunate. He ends up going for the Will-O-Wisp then, which I believe, yeah, it misses. But I don't think that matters, because I think I had this game in the bag from where my HP is at. So that's going to be the game, people. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe. Go check out Mulvone19's channel. And I've been JohnOrigins, and I'm out. So peace.